Hello, welcome back to another episode of Hire Wise Chronicles. I'm Kathy, James Denoy, your host, and I'm really excited about today's topic. Although it's not an exciting one, typically I am excited to be able to educate you on all things sensitive data. Up to this point, we've had some amazing guests in the podcast. So I hope that you found value, and I hope that you find value in today's episode just as much. In my first episode, we chatted about protecting passwords and why sharing them is a big no-no. And I promised then that I would take a deeper dive into sensitive data. And so we're going to do that today. And I believe that this topic is very essential, a subject that every single business owner, no matter how small or large, should nail down. So let's dive into it. So what exactly is sensitive data? Think of it like your grandma's top secret cookie recipe. You wouldn't want that falling into the wrong hands. Now, obviously, that's a bit of a stretch, but we're talking about personal identification numbers, financial information, medical records, trade secrets, and anything that could spell TROUBLE, trouble, if it was to end up in the wrong hands or inbox. Okay? Just imagine someone taking a sneak peek at your cookie recipe and using it for a bake sale without your permission. So not cool, right? Obviously, again, I'm being silly, but you don't want the information getting into the wrong hands because it could mean drastic measures for your business. Okay. All right. Now that we've got a little bit more of a handle on what sensitive data is, let's chat about why it's absolutely critical to keep it under lock and key. Let's face it, data breaches can unleash a world of hurt. For individuals, it's identity theft and a major privacy invasion, right? But for businesses, it's going to be hefty fines, legal nightmares, and trust issues from our clients. Just think of those infamous data breaches. The fallout is like a digital tsunami. You wouldn't want to leave your front door wide open. And the same goes for your sensitive data and that door to your business, right? So how do we protect our businesses' sensitive data? Let's break it down to a few practical steps that you can take now to start protecting your data. Because you want to start this sooner than later, because you want to start building those muscles, and you don't want to ignore it until it's too late. Okay, so first of all, whip out that standard operating procedure, those SOPs. Think of the SOPs as your business's playbook for protecting your sensitive information. If you're not sure what needs to go into that sensitive data SOP, I'm happy to walk through that with you. But it's super important to make sure that you have that SOP to protect your business. That way you and those that come along behind you to help you with your processes are all on the same page, and you know the measures that are being taken. And then you can also speak to that when you're talking to your clients, that you have their data, their information at the forefront of your mind, that you're always thinking about how you can protect them from those wrongdoers. All right, next, you need to figure out what is too sensitive to be lying around. That way you can put it into that safe. That way you can put it under that lock and key. Only those who absolutely need access should have their admittance on your sensitive data. Who has that privilege? A good way to begin doing this is to encrypt your data, by the way. There are some cool tools out there that you can use to encrypt your data, think of encryption like code. Only the decoder gets the access. So encrypt while in transit from one email to the next and at rest. In other words, when it's sitting around, not in use, right? And then last but not least, you want to educate yourself and your team. Remember that knowledge is power. And in this case, it's your shield against data breaches. So make sure everyone is on the same page. Don't just create the SOP and think that the SOP is going to drive the behaviors that you want your team to follow. Educating, reviewing your policies often is going to be super critical. So make sure that you're educating yourself often, but also your team often. Okay. So I'm going to make this a little fun. I promised in my first episode and I forewarned you, should I say, that I was a complete dork. And I was going to try to bring in my dorkiness and my quirkiness into my business as much as possible to help make those dry topics like SOPs and sensitive data a little bit more fun. And that's completely okay if you're laughing at me most of the time. It's fine. So here comes my corniness in the form of a challenge, right? This is to help get your sensitive data protected, get you moving. You don't want to just listen to Kathy talk. You want to actually put some action behind it. So here's a fun activity that you can take on. So I'm sending you on your very own spy mission. Yes, I said spy mission. Your mission objective today is to become a data protector. Here's what you're going to need to do. Grab a pen and paper. Come back to this podcast. Pause and repeat as many times as you need to. So grab a pen and paper or grab a new note on your phone. Make a list of all the sensitive data you had. Think of it like you're hunting for treasure. And use Google or even ChatGPT to Google and search for different examples of sensitive data. And write down all the sensitive data that pertains to you and to your business. And you can feel free to create 2 separate columns, personal and business. Then, once you have all of that information written down and you understand what that looks like, you're going to write down where it's kept today. Where does it live? Is it in an email? Is it on your desktop? Is it in Google Drive? Is it in OneNote? Is it in Teams? Where does it live, right? Remember, you're the detective on this mission, so you're going to dig in with a magnified glass, right? You're going to become, Sherlock Holmes, right? Now, pick one item from your list and take immediate action to lock it down, to protect it. This could be encrypting the file, setting up a password manager, or even just changing an old password to something stronger. Whatever it is, do it as soon as possible. And then take initiative to add time to your calendar to continue to work on your list to protect your passwords, protect your documents one by one. Okay, and there's a bonus to this mission. As a bonus for your mission, please share how your mission went. Tag me on social media. Let me know, what data did you protect? What tools did you decide to, invest in to help protect your data? And honestly, you don't have to even share that much. Just let me know how it made you feel in the end, because I know it's super dorky, but it's also super important. and I promise you, you won't regret it. Okay, that's all I have for you today. Thanks for hanging out with me. This is Kathy James Denoy signing off. Remember, stay wise, keep your data protected and safe, and I'll catch you next time. Now, get out there and get back to your mission. Bye. All right, are you ready? Great. All right, are you ready? Okay, get ready, get set, go. Protect those. All right. Well, thank you again for hanging out with me today. This is Kathy James Denoy signing off. Stay wise, keep your data safe, and I'll catch you next time. Now get out there and get back to your mission.